This episode, along with hundreds of others from Calaroga Shark Media, is available without commercials. Just look for the banner on your Apple Podcast app to subscribe and try it free for a month.
Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Royal expert Duncan Larcombe told OK that Harry looked uneasy and was outshone by his wife during the visit to Nigeria. Meghan is a very strong character, very driven, extremely ambitious, and those are the kind of characteristics that mean she will almost always inevitably outshine Harry and grab the attention from him. Whether it's deliberate or not, Meghan is definitely a magnet for attention. Although we saw a huge amount of money spent on her combined outfits for Nigeria, so maybe it's not a complete accident that she steals the limelight. Their Nigeria trip was the Meghan show, and Harry was the side. The Evening Standard gushed about the trip, saying it was skillfully orchestrated by the couple's top aide, Miranda Barbeau, a PR expert who was part of the team behind Barack Obama's re-election. Others noted the tour had a distinctly presidential feel to it. It has long been suggested that Meghan has had her sights set on politics and even the White House in the future, and the trip certainly had shades of a state visit. Controlled with an iron hand, every element of the tour was expertly controlled to present the Duchess in the best possible light. For a while, it certainly looked like a royal tour. There were a few key differences, the most glaring of which was the vastly reduced press pack allocated to cover the trip, which included just one reporter and one photographer, no doubt handpicked to deliver nothing but fawning coverage. The couple's close friend and trusted photographer, Mazan Harriman, who famously took the barefoot black and white shot the couple used to announce the impending arrival of their daughter Lilibet, also came along for the ride, presumably to capture suitably glossy behind-the-scenes snapshots. That said, royal commentator Kinsey Schofield pointed out the Nigeria tour reinforced why the Sussexes didn't fit in with the official royal fold. They were significantly late to multiple events and appearances. They spoke of themselves instead of using their platform to spotlight some of the injured service people they met through their trip. These are the types of PR errors that a palace courtier would have managed and avoided. It made the entire execution appear self-serving. Schofield also commented on last week's delinquency. We've heard two different excuses from Archewell. One is that they filed an extension and the government just hadn't acknowledged it yet. The other is that the check was lost in the mail. Either way, someone dropped the ball, and it reflects poorly on a couple that are trying so hard to shake off their grifter reputation. This charity grants Harry and Meghan access to people and places they would not be given access to otherwise. It's important that their charity remains in good standing because, aside from Harry's Invictus Games, it's one of their only credible branding points. The Standard spoke with LA PR guru Jane Owen, who said, "It feels as if Harry and Meghan really don't know who they are right now, and they need to pick a lane they are feeling because they don't have a clear message." LA publicist Dawn Miller added, "My advice to them would be to avoid spreading themselves too thinly. Right now, less is more. They need to focus on a few really meaningful endeavors and do them authentically. I'd like to see Meghan rolling her sleeves up and getting involved in a more hands-on way." Royal expert and author Tom Quinn told the Mirror that Meghan is relishing her role right now. Harry's mental health has suffered as a result of the break with his family, but Meghan never doubts her decision to stop being a full-time working royal. She and Harry are both products of dysfunctional families, but being much tougher than Harry, Meghan relishes the battle and feels that, having been badly treated when she was in England, she has had her revenge. The Nigeria trip made her feel as she has always wanted to feel, acknowledged as a member of the royal family and feted as an important world figure. Palace Intrigue will be right back. Residents living near Windsor Castle are outraged over King Charles' decision to end a 200-year tradition of allowing them free entry. Beginning June 1st, the 31,500 residents of Windsor and Maidenhead will no longer be able to simply show their Advantage card for complimentary access. Instead, they must pay 50% of the £33 entrance fee, £16.50 per person. It's an absolute disgrace that has really upset a lot of people, said former Grenadier Guard Sergeant Paul Oatway, who served at the castle. For them to tell me I have to pay to go in is an absolute disgrace. The Royal Collection Trust need to know that local people have been going in and out of the castle for free for centuries now. Residents like Michelle Farmer expressed their anger online. I am 100% absolutely fuming. I take so many of my family and friends around Windsor Castle when they visit, so I'm actually taking revenue to them, but they want to charge me? I am just so gutted. The tradition of free local entry dates back to 1837 when Queen Victoria introduced complimentary tickets, decreeing her loyal subjects should never pay. Even after the 1992 fire that led to charging visitors to fund repairs, the late Queen Elizabeth II maintained the locals' privilege. You wouldn't expect the King of England to be dubbed the King of the Compost, but that's exactly the amusing new title His Majesty received during a visit to the RHS Chelsea Flower Show. As Charles and Queen Camilla toured the RHS No Adults Allowed garden designed by children from Sullivan Primary School in London, the youngsters presented the royal couple with badges. "Oh, thank you very much," the king said upon receiving his, looking at the words King of the Compost on it. He chortled, "Oh, ha ha ha, quite right." The Queen wasn't spared either, being crowned the Queen of the Bees, a fitting moniker given her role as president of the charity Bees for Development. "I have bees of my own," she proudly declared to the children. Their Majesties had to pay an entertaining forfeit to even enter the garden, handing over a posy of flowers beginning with the first letter of their names. Charles and Camilla chose camellias from the Buckingham Palace gardens. Chatting with the young designers, the king asked, "Very nice to meet you. You haven't been hanging around for too long. No homework, so is this all your thoughts? Has it come out how you wanted it?" He loved their ideas, like including a slide and water feature, inquiring, "So you can drop down from there into the water. Are you allowed to try it? But no tubes to go down." The green-thumbed monarch also imparted some gardening wisdom. "Are you trying to grow vegetables? There's nothing more fun than eating something you have grown. You should try it. It makes such a difference. It tastes so different." Camilla seemed equally enchanted, wandering off to admire the colourful blooms, declaring the Sue Ryder garden so peaceful, so lovely. When told she'd tour the Netflix Bridgerton garden, she revealed with a twinkle, "Aha, I watched the first lot," referring to the raunchy period drama's debut season. The couple's personal touches were thoughtfully included too. Camilla was delighted to receive wicker sculptures of her dogs Beth and Bluebell, exclaiming, "They are absolutely adorable. Look at their lovely scarves." Despite his ongoing cancer treatment, the 75-year-old king appeared on fine form, clearly relishing being back in action, surrounded by the beautiful gardens and engaging with his admiring subjects, both young and old. Titles like King of the Compost simply seemed to roll off his back with a hearty laugh. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Apple, Spotify, or your app of choice. And if you want to hear this show commercial-free, along with our bonus episode on Sundays of Deep Crown, just become an Apple Premium subscriber and hit that banner on your Apple app, and you get to try it free for a month. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue. Good times.